Hey guys, what's up? Nan here with a new video. League Star Hype boys, the League Star Hype. Just a few more days and we're gonna play the 3.23 Affliction League. Ultimatum is back. We have 3 new Ascendancies. Sentinel is sort of back as well with the way the wisps work. We're gonna farm a lot of currency. We're gonna get that really nice, amazing 4 Flask Mage Blood. I'm gonna show you so many farming strategies this league, but before we do that, we need a good league starter. Today we're gonna take a look at my Minion Army League Starter, a cheap build that's gonna allow you to comfortably farm 316 maps and transition into a better version of this build or into a better build. Let's take a quick look at the items. And this is the Minion Army Necromancer. We're mostly using life and resistance items. Life and resistance shield, life and resistance, life and resistance, life and resistance, life and resistance. You have some strength on this ring, it's not needed, it's from a version that I was running towards the end of the league, of the previous league, 3.22, and you have a chest piece here that is corrupted. You don't need the corrupted 6 link, get a tabula rasa first. Once you get more currency, upgrade it to a corrupted 1. Besides that, we have a wand which is a trigger a socketed spell when you use a skill. And besides that, we have a little bit of minion damage here. I think I paid around 50-60k for this wand right here. These would be our rare items. Now let's take a quick look at the unique ones. We have a Maw of Mischief. This helmet is really important and is used specifically for the line that says minions are aggressive. You don't want to play minions with their basic AI. Besides that, this helmet also has an active skill which is Death Wish. Do not use Death Wish. This is gonna destroy your minions and you're gonna lose the items of your Animate Guardian. So take Death Wish off your skill bar. We're using the helmet only for the line that says minions are aggressive. Besides that, we have a Darkness Enthroned Stygian Vice and we have some nice Ghastly Eye Jewels here. We have one which is giving us minions deal increased damage if you've used the minion skill recently, some resistances, some chaos damage, whatever you can find on the market. If you need more res, go for res. If you have enough res, go for some damage. One of the Ghastly Eye Jewels should have a chance to avoid bleeding, because you can also use Greater E-Curse and you can get a chance to avoid bleeding. So these two together are gonna make you immune to bleeding, because this right here is scaled by the Darkness Enthroned Stygian Vice, right? So we are immune to bleeding here, and I'm gonna show you how we're immune to corrupted blood in a moment as well. Besides that, we need to get these two right here. So this is the Clear Spit combo. We have Asenat's Gentle Touch. We need to curse enemies to get explosions. We can automate the curses through a Profane Proxy ring. We're gonna use a punishment in that ring. That's how we're able to automate our explosions. Also gonna run a TX16 map together in a moment here, and you're gonna see how it looks like. Now let's take a quick look at the flasks. We have a life loss here. You can go for increased recovery rate, or you can go for instant recovery when on low life. If you have corrupted blood and bleeding immunity, you can go for ignite or something else. If you don't have corrupted blood and bleeding immunity, you should have it on your life flask. Besides that, we have a quartz flask. This one is of the rainbow, is giving us additional elemental resistances during flask effect, and the phasing is absolutely amazing, boys, because you're gonna just go through enemies. You're not gonna get stuck and get destroyed by those dangerous packs. We have a granite flask of the Armadillo, and this is gonna get us to around 25k armor on this version. If you get a better chest piece, you can go up to 31-32k armor. This is what I had around 2 leagues ago, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, 25-30k armor with the granite flask of the Armadillo. And besides that, we have a Quicksilver flask of the Owl, which is giving us reduced effect of curses during effect, and of course increased movement. This is a Quicksilver flask. The final flask is up to you. You can either go for an enduring mana flask if you like to really spam your skeletons, as you guys can see here. I don't really spam my skeletons that much. It's really nice to have for cannot regen mods, or maybe you can try out a different flask. Let's take a quick look at the gems. Flesh Offering, Summon Skitterbots and Desecrate. We have GMP, Pierce Support and Raise Specter. Punishment Curse in the Profane Proxy ring. We have Animate Guardian linked to Feeding Frenzy, really important, link it to Feeding Frenzy. Flame Dash with Determination, these two don't really need to be linked. We have Summon Carrion Golem, Generosity, and red banner. This doesn't need to be linked to these two, but these two need to be linked. If we're gonna take a look at the boots, we have a phase run with increased duration, and we have molten shell with cast when damage taken. In this ring I have a flame dash, and this is our main damage setup. This is a dual 5 link setup: Baal summon skeletons, raise zombie, and we have a fortify, multi-strike, melee fist, and behead. Let's take a quick look at the Pantheon as well. We're gonna be using Soul of the Brine King for freeze immunity and a little bit of help with some stuns. And besides that, we're going for Soul of Aberrath because I'm gonna take this build into 316 maps, and I'm gonna need Burning Ground immunity. Let's take a quick look at the passive skill tree. This is the passive skill tree. We're going for minion defenses, we have minion damage, we have some reservation efficiency of skills, block chance, maximum life, and we also have a little bit of block and spell block. The same build that I've been showing you for the past 5-6 leagues. This is an unoptimized setup. Because of that, we have a strength, dexterity, and elemental resistances, practical application, and we also have agility. We also have a large cluster jewel, which is giving us attributes. You can go for attributes, you can go for elemental resistances. Take a look and see what you're missing and try to get a cluster jewel that is gonna help you fix those issues. Besides that, we have another small cluster jewel, Enduring Composure, which is gonna give us endurance charges if we have been hit recently. Really nice. We also have a Ghastly Eye jewel, and this is how we're getting Corrupted Blood immunity. So we have Corrupted Blood immunity here, and we have Bleeding immunity here. This is really nice. If you have this combo, you don't need a flask with Corrupted Blood and Bleeding immunity. You can go for Ignites, you can go for Poison, whatever else you want. The other important mod that you should try to get on this Ghastly Eye jewel, if you can, is minions have a chance to taunt on hit, or you can get it on another Ghastly Eye jewel. Taunt on hit is really important because enemies are not gonna focus you, they're gonna focus your minions, and you're not gonna die too much. Now let's take a quick look at the Ascendancy. We are a Necromancer and we're going for Commander of Darkness, Elemental Resistances, and damage for us, and for the minions, mindless aggression. We have damage, attack, cast speed, and movement speed for the minions. Unnatural strength, minions have Unholy Might, 30% of physical damage as extra chaos damage. And besides that, we have a Mistress of Sacrifice. Your offering skills also affect you. We're gonna be faster because we are using Flesh Offering. This is in a trigger 1. This is automated. We're gonna be a little bit faster as we're running our maps. I should probably mention a few other things before we jump into the POB. Animate Guardian gear is gonna be Dying Breath Staff, Leer Cast Mask, Vulnerability on Hit Corrupted Gloves, Windscreen Boots, and for the chest piece you're gonna go with Ambush Charge, or you're gonna go with the Graphical Spell. Probably you're gonna get your Ambush Charge first, since it's around 5 chaos. After you get 100 chaos, let's say you're gonna buy your Graphical Spell, which is gonna make the Animate Guardian a little bit tankier. These Unending Hunger Cobalt Jewels are really nice to have. They're gonna give your Specters a Soul Eater. What are the Specters? This is a question that I get 5-10 times whenever I make this league starter. We're using a Soul Eater Frost Auto Scouts, right? So this is how they gain Soul Eater, and to get the Specters we need a Tunnels or Repository contract. Cast a Desecrate there and get your Frost Auto Scouts. They're amazing. Probably the best Spectre right now for clear speed, but the meta is constantly changing. If I see a better Spectre, I'm probably gonna do a few changes to the build. And you can go with 3 Frost Auto Scouts, or you can use 2 Scouts and go for a Harpy. The Harpy has a skill which is called Screech. The Screech applies increased physical damage. It's gonna increase your single target quite a bit, and it's gonna feel quite nice. Or you can just go for better clear speed and just keep the Scouts. Let's take a quick look at the Masteries. We have minions recover 5% of life on minion death. We have minions leech 1% of damage as life. We have a 12% increased mana reservation efficiency of skills. We have minions attacks overwhelm 20% physical damage reduction. Minions have 8% to all maximum elemental resistances. 1% chance to block attack damage per 5% chance to block on equipped shield. We have a 52 maximum life. This character is level 93. You have some other nice masteries here. For example, 20% increased effect of offerings, but I decided to stop at level 93. The most important mastery is this one. Minions recover 5% of life on minion death. This is how you keep your minions alive. Whenever you summon skeletons and you get to the cap of 9 and you start summoning more, the skeletons that are desummoned, they count as dying, boys, right? So as you can see, these guys are desummoned and they count as dying, and that's how you regen the life of your other minions. If you're not gonna use that mastery, your minions are not gonna survive in tier 16 maps. Okay, so what you need to do is occasionally cast your skeletons. You should probably have life bars enabled so that you can take a look at them. When you see the life bars going down, spam your skeletons. You have an eternal mana plus here. If you really want to spam your skeletons, you can do that and you're gonna keep your minions alive. Let's take a quick look at the POB. This is your configuration tab right here. Enemy on low life, Guardian, Pinnacle Boss, Feeding Frenzy is active, Endurance charges 4, and we have used the Minions heal recently. These are the buffs that we're getting from the Animate Guardian. We have our nodes section right here, Animate Guardian gear. We have the Specters, we have the helmet links here. We were only using 3 because the 4th link is gonna be an Empower level 4. That's quite expensive at the start of the league, so until you manage to get that, go for Control Distraction or Spell Echo, and once you have enough currency, you can go for Empower as I mentioned here. If you're interested in how to level this build up, you can take a look, and you're gonna find your leveling section on the PoE Vault website. You also have a video there. You're basically gonna explode your way through the campaign. It's gonna be a lot of fun. The damage of this build is at around the 3 million DPS. That's when the enemy is on low life. When the enemy is not on low life, we have around 2 million DPS. I've pretty much shown you everything about this build. You're gonna find this POB on the POB Vault website, and you also have the full written guide there. Let's go run a tier 16 map together. For the map showcase, we're gonna go with the tier 16 map, 8 tall. We have some interesting modes here. We're also gonna run a Blight encounter. I'm also gonna attempt to run an expedition. You really shouldn't be farming expeditions on this build, but let's see how it goes. So as you can see, you don't really need to do that much. The only 2 things that you're mostly doing when you're playing this build is running in circles and casting your skeletons with. Okay, we have some chisels here, have some fractured items. The game is not working that great, but please bear with it. Hopefully GG will improve things a little bit. As you can see, more than enough damage. I've seen a lot of comments about the lack of damage of this build, but I don't really see that many issues. Are you guys rolling your maps with a lot of monster life, physical damage reduction? Maybe that's why. It's the same build. I'm also gonna show you the items once we're done with this map. The Animate Guardian still has the Dying Breath stuff. We don't have a Kingmaker. Kingmaker doesn't really do that much for minion builds on low budget setups. Right, so rares, as you guys can see, are a bit tanky, but I think this is a Rogue Exile. Yeah, it's going down. You have to wait a few seconds. Let's see our boss DPS here. For the boss, you're gonna cast your Val Summon Skeletons. Okay, and you're actually gonna have a bit more damage than I do here because you're gonna have Impale as well, right? So enemy is definitely going down a little bit faster, of course, once he goes to low life because we're using the Punishment Curse. We have automated explosions. It's almost a walking simulator, I would say. You still have to use your skills. You don't have amazing defenses on such a low budget, but as you guys can see, right, that's a pretty nice clear speed, I'd say. I'm not using my skeletons, but you should be using your skeletons whenever you see a tougher enemy, like a really dangerous rare, right? And you should also be using your skeletons from time to time to cast your Flesh Offering. Okay, so as you can see, quite a fun build. You don't really need to do that much, boys. You have explosions. So this is a tier 16 map showcase. We're also gonna try to complete the expedition. For expeditions, what I've noticed is that every 20-30 maps or so, you're gonna get a really tanky expedition, and there are gonna be some leftover rares. You're gonna be able to clear 95-98% of the expedition, but if you're gonna go for other mechanics, for example, if you're gonna farm some Blight, you're not gonna have any issues. This build is mostly designed to farm Blight, right? First we're gonna try to take down this Danic expedition right here. So let's place our huge explosives. Are they immune to physical? No, they're not. So cast Val summon skeletons and dodge, boys, right? They have a lot of damage, so try to dodge. We're also gonna try to take down that essence. So as you can see, we have a nice clear speed. We don't really have that great FPS. This is how my game looks like on this League Starter after the engine update. It has improved a little bit, but it's not that great. Right, and whenever you see your minions life go down, you cast your skeletons and you're gonna regen them back up. So as you can see, no issues here, but there is probably a really tanky guy here that may take a little bit of effort. So this was your tier 16 expedition. Took a few seconds, not that big of an issue. The budget is only a few divines. I would say really good performance for this budget. For the blights, we are not spec'd into the nodes that make the blight monsters take less damage. So let's see how it goes. And I'm also gonna run this blight encounter without any towers, right? Just to show you that you don't really need to use towers when you're farming blight encounters, as long as you know what you're doing and you're using your Val summon skeletons on cooldown. You don't need much more than that. You're gonna be able to clear these blights encounters. Okay, so tier 16 blight without the increased damage taken on the monsters and without any towers, okay, on this minion army Necromancer. So let's see how it goes. So the thing that's carrying you here, and I don't know if you guys understand what's going on here, but the thing that's carrying you here is the combo of Asena's Gentle Touch, Profane Proxy with the Punishment Curse, and we're also scaling the explosions through, okay, through the Spiritual Aid Notable, right? Which I can't really show you guys because these guys are a bit tanky, but we should be able to complete it without any issues, even though a few of these monsters are probably gonna escape. I'm gonna try to tank this guy here. Okay. Okay boys, so tier 16 blights with, I would say, not that dangerous modes, but you know, there is a little bit of piece-ass lightning here. No towers, right? Cast your Val, summon skeletons, maybe block a few of these rares right here, and you're gonna be able to complete these blight encounters without any issues. Let's take a quick look at the loot, boys. It's been so long since I've ran a blight encounter. Let's see what we managed to get here. So, come on, blighted map. Oh, we have blighted map, nice. Currencies? Currencies, okay boys, right? And we should also open the expedition chests here. Let's see what we managed to get, boys. And we should also run that essence as well. Now, for the essences, I really wouldn't recommend that you run essences in tier 16 maps. They're gonna be quite tanky. This one is also with what is it called, possessed, right? So let's see how it looks. I have a feeling they're gonna be quite tanky, especially since they also have the consecrated ground, right? But it seems to be okay for the most part. But once you start getting 3, 4, 5 more essences on a monster base that has a lot of life, it's not gonna look like this. Don't try to farm essences in tier 16 maps. You should farm them in low tier maps. Okay, so this was your tier 16 map showcase, boys. We ran an expedition. We also ran a blight with no towers. I've also shown you an essence. My recommendation would be, though, don't spec into expeditions in 316 maps with this build. Occasionally, every 30 maps or so, you're gonna get some really tanky expedition monsters and you're probably gonna be a little bit annoyed, right? You should be going for blights, for some mechanics that are not that hard. I'm gonna show you an Atlas skill tree in the following days that should be used with this build. That's gonna allow you to generate a lot of currency, boys. Around 7 divines profit per hour you're gonna be able to make in scoured tier 16 maps. This was my Minion army Necromancer, a pretty fun build, I would say. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. good luck, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys. Okay boys, and a quick thing before we end the video, I forgot to do this, but I did promise you that I'm gonna show you the gear. We're having some comments in the previous league that I am maybe swapping the gear as I'm running maps. I'm also gonna show you how many portals we have left, right? This is the gear. If you need to, pause the video or play it at 0.25 speed so that you can see that nothing that I've already shown you has been changed here. Okay, these are the skill gems. We're not running the best DPS configuration, we're gonna run Impale. We have Punishment, Flesh Offering, Skitter, Boss, Desecrate. Okay, this is gonna be where you put your Empower once you get it. Let's also take a look at the passive skill tree here. We have Unending Hunger, Cobalt Jewels, and what else? So this is not a meta cluster, of course, it's just the basic cluster that I've already shown you. This is the same Ghastly Eye that I've shown you. Okay, I don't know what more I can show you guys. It's the same build that we've been using to farm this map. Let's also take a look and see how many portals we have left, boys. Loading screens. Okay, so as you can see, 5 portals left, so it was done deathless. Nothing has been changed here. The Animate Guardian gear is what I should show you as well. He's using a Dying Breath staff, boys. Okay, this is not a Kingmaker. Lyricast Mask, Windscreen Boots, Vulnerability on Hit, Corrupted Gloves, and he's using Wrathful Spelt. He's a little bit tankier than your League Start Animate Guardian. He's not gonna die that much with Ambush Charge, but you should probably get an Wrathful Spelt. It's gonna be a little bit better for your Animate Guardian. If you have any questions, again, let me know in the comments below. I would say quite a good build. I have been league starting it for 6 leagues now. If you don't know how to build it, use it with the farming strategies that I'm gonna show you in the following days in white tier maps. I have prepared some maps here. We have some loot from tier 5 maps, 8 tolls. You're gonna be able to farm around 300 chaos profit per hour in white tier maps. I'll be back with another video soon, boys. Good luck in 3.23 Affliction League. Bye guys.